back in the kitchen, and Joe's gone to the barn to feed the horses for the night, and we are just getting over the flu. This is the second day that we actually feel better, and I'm beginning to get my voice back and feeling like doing a little bit. So I am going to fix this chicken and dumplings for our supper tonight. And we've not had an appetite the past week with the flu, but I think the chicken and dumplings sound good and nourishing for us tonight. So what I've done is cook some chicken breast in the crock pot, and I added in a cup of chicken broth and seasoned the chicken with salt and pepper and some garlic powder and onion powder and some smoked paprika. So I've got that cooked, and I've shredded the chicken, and I'll show you how I make a quick chicken and dumplings. So this is the chicken that I've cooked already, and I just shredded it up, and there's just a little bit of the broth that it was cooked in that's left. So I'm going to add more broth to that and bring it to a boil and add my dumplings. So I've added 2 boxes of organic chicken broth, low sodium, to the pot with the already cooked chicken breast. And I'm also going to add a little bit of poultry seasoning. Just throw a dash or 2 in there. And we'll let that come to a boil, and in the meantime I'm going to show you how to make our dumplings. I have a stick of butter and a small grater, handheld mini grater, and I'm going to grate about 3 tablespoons of butter into my bowl with 2 cups of white lily self-rising flour and about a teaspoon of baking powder. I've stirred that up to blend it up good, and now I'm going to grate the butter in there. Okay. And to get the butter off the grater, I just take a spoonful of flour and it will come right off. Now I'll just mix that up a little bit. Make sure all the butter's kind of blended in with the flour, and then I pour buttermilk in there. Okay, I took the chicken and broth out of the crock pot. I was afraid it wasn't big enough, and put it in my square red copper pan. It has more of a surface for the dumplings to cook, and I'm hoping there's enough room left for the dumplings to where it won't overflow. And it's getting ready to come to a boil, so I'm going to go ahead and mix up the dumplings. And I've also added a can of peas and carrots to go with that. You can see I took my eye out back here because when I dumped my crock pot of chicken in here, it spilt over into that eye, so I had to take it off to wash it. So I have my flour, baking powder, and grated butter in here, and I'm going to make a well in the center and pour in some buttermilk, and I'll probably start with about 3/4 of a cup. You don't want to put too much buttermilk in here. You want it to be a thick batter. Not thin like you're making cornbread, but it needs to be pretty thick. I need more buttermilk. And you don't want to stir it too much either, or your dumplings will be tough. Still need more buttermilk. And this may be just right. Just trying to get the buttermilk incorporated with the flour. And I think I'm going to need a little more because it's still dry down on the bottom. And I think that's going to be good. And we're going to drop these in the boiling broth. Now you want your broth to be boiling before you add your dumplings. So make sure that the broth is at a boiling point. And these are going to be soft, fluffy dumplings. That's how we like them. We don't like the flat dumplings. So when I start to add these, I'll come back. The broth has come to a good full rolling boil. So we're ready to drop the dumplings. And one other thing I wanted to say is make sure you leave the chicken in with the broth. The chicken will help keep the dumplings up and not let them sink to the bottom. When they sink to the bottom, they just get doughy and not fluffy. So this is now a good rolling boil, and I'm going to drop the dumplings in by the spoonful here. And work pretty fast so they all will cook about the same. Okay, I've got the pot full of dumplings, and I'm going to cover them with a lid and let them cook 20 minutes uncovered. This lid has a vent pipe, a vent hole in there, so that will help keep it from boiling over. And I'm going to turn the eye down. You want to keep it boiling, but at a slower boil. And I will check the heat just to make sure that it is continuing to boil. May have to adjust it up or down. But they need to cook for 20 minutes without taking the lid off. So I'll set my timer. And in 20 minutes we'll have chicken and dumplings. Okay, it's been 20 minutes that our dumplings have been cooking. I'm going to take the lid off carefully. And do you see how fluffy these dumplings are? Just cut one, two. Well, anyway, fell into the carrots. They look delicious. They are done. Let me get that dumpling out. Get back in there. And I'm going to just dress it now with a little parsley. And we are ready to eat. Now the broth will get thick because of the flour in the dumplings. So I don't know if you can tell, but it's thickened up in there. Okay, Joe just said the blessing over our meal, and he's doing a taste test for us.
That's good. That pepper's good too.
He likes lots of pepper on his food.
You can't beat it.
It's piping hot. Be careful.
No, just right.
Okay. So this is our first meal after the flu that I've cooked for us. So,
Has it been that long?
yep. So hope you all are eager to try the chicken and dumplings. It is delicious and it's quick to make.
It is delicious and it's easy to make. I second.
Okay, there we go. And Merry Christmas to one and all.
Merry Christmas.